April 20th, 1942, and she disappeared on January 9th, 1960 from Phoenix, Arizona. And I think this case, while it is a bit older, and Diane, wherever she is, she very well could still be alive. She would be well into her 70s, so it does make it a little, because she is, or would be, an older woman. I think that maybe cases like this tend to get blown to the wayside, but Diane's sister is an incredible advocate for her still to this day, and spends a lot of time searching for what happened to her sister, and I admire that. And I read a few interviews with her, and she really touched my heart, and I really wanted to shed some light on her sister's disappearance and raise some awareness. So these are some facts about Diane at the time of her disappearance. She was 18 years old. She was 5'2", 5'5", 110 to 120 pounds, and she may have been pregnant and possibly had recently had a miscarriage or had a miscarriage. She was Caucasian, female, brown hair, gray eyes, and her maiden name is White. She has a freckle at the tip of her nose and pierced ears. Diane lived with her parents and her siblings in 1959, or in San Bernardino, California, until 1959, and her family moved to Arizona, but she wanted to stay behind in California because she had a boyfriend named Benny Milton Webb. And now Benny was 16 years old at the time. So I believe that he was he was a little bit younger, not much, but a little bit younger than Diane. So she visited her family in Arizona once or twice, and one time she stayed for a whole week and informed them that she was pregnant and she was going to marry Benny. Now, her parents disapproved of the relationship and the pregnancy, and I believe that they even tried to bring Diane back to live with them on one occasion, and I think police were involved in Diane and Benny's relationship, but that did not stop them, and Diane's mother and younger brother attended her wedding, and that would be the last time that they would see her. Now, several months into her marriage, she was writing a lot of letters back home to her family, and one of the last correspondences she had with her family was that she sent a birthday present to her little sister, and this was on August 22nd, 1959, and the sister that received the gift is actually the sister that to this day is advocating and searching and trying to find out what happened to her big sister. Now, a year later, miscarriage. Now, mind you, this was probably several months into their marriage, so she was pretty far along. So that had to be super traumatic and just very, very interesting. If that is what had transpired for Diane, I'm not sure. It's really bizarre. So her father had went to Benny's hometown of Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, which I find so terribly ironic. So he went to see if Benny, had any information. He really wanted to get to the bottom of what had happened to his daughter and what was going on. And apparently Benny's brother was a sheriff or chief of police. He was the chief of police in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. And he told Diane's father to basically get the fuck out of town and made him leave, ran him out, told him to stay away, which is suspicious, to say the very least. Now, in August 1961, Diane, or someone using her name, visited a dentist office in California. And this is the last recorded sign of her. But, it is not confirmed that this was Diane at all. The remains of a young girl were found in the Catalina Mountains in southern Arizona in November 1967. Now, investigators believed that, they were Diane's without a doubt, and they brought them to her family, brought this information to her family and were like, this is her body, can you take it, bury it, this is Diane. And they ruled her death a suicide. But her family did not believe this to be so. Her mother was absolutely not convinced that this is what happened to her daughter and did not believe the remains were her daughter's, and she refused them. She's like, nope, I don't want them. I'm not going to bury them. I'm not going to take them. I don't want them. Even though they had said they were hers and ruled it a suicide, she wasn't buying it. And sure enough, in 2013, the bones were exhumed and tested for DNA, and they were not Diane's. Diane's parents have since died, but her siblings are still really prolific about continuing for advocating for finding their sister. Her case is still unsolved. And this is where I took a little information from an article where Terry, the sibling who is kind of headlining this search for her sister, where she talks about how she had located Benny Webb in the early 2000s, that he was still alive and well. But after his initial discussion with authorities once more in the early 2000s, he decided he didn't want to talk anymore. He said basically what he had said back in the 60s and then just didn't want to cooperate. He refused to take a polygraph, and he even didn't recall marrying Diane, officially marrying her, which is interesting. And I did write, on my notes, I had a little thought, this could perhaps be to Benny's age and memory, to give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, it very well could be that he's an old man now, and he does not have this memory. He was very young at the time when he and Diane were together, but, yeah, it's definitely really strange and really odd. Diane's sister Terry is working very closely with authorities and forensic anthropologists 948-6377. And I will, of course, have those in the description box down below. But that is all that I have for you about Diane's disappearance. Thank you, as always, for clicking. I think it's really important to spend some time on unsolved cold cases and missing person cases. I think that we can absolutely kind of do our parts in, while we love to consume ASMR with true crime, we can also educate ourselves and possibly, be an advocate for these people, but also somebody knows something somewhere. So you never know. You never know. I sound like Robert Stack, is that his name, on Unsolved Mysteries. I'm like, you too can solve a mystery. Okay, guys, thank you so much, as always. Thank you. I hope you're doing good. I love you. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to click subscribe, click like, and comment down below. I really want to hear from all of you, and your interaction with this video helps to reach more of you, so I can get a hold of more of you and get to know you. And I appreciate you, and I thank you. And don't forget to tell your friends. Tell your grandma about the just